Oh, hi there. Let's do a little bit of Qigong for the season of late summer. This is in Chinese medicine. There are actually five seasons, and the fifth season is the season of late summer, which is about the earth element and kind of the digestive energy in the body, our stomach and spleen. And so we're going to do a little Qigong set that will be like beneficial for the whole body and particularly help us support the spleen and stomach, which that's the element of the season. And whenever we transition to a new season, whatever element that season is connected to, like it needs a little more support. And in Western medicine, the spleen isn't viewed as very important at all. But in Chinese medicine, it is like the spleen, which is on the left side of the rib cage, is considered our center of stability in the body. And it's particularly um, tied into kind of our spiritual connection and being like really wired in to the spirituality of the universe above us. And so let's support the spleen today in this practice. All right, so we're going to take our regular Qigong stance. Feet are hip to shoulder width apart, and women generally take that slightly narrower stance. Men might take a slightly wider stance. Importantly, we're going to keep the knees bent. So the back is straight, the knees are a little bit bent, and we're going to start with a really basic knocking on the door of life. So with this movement, we move from the center of the body. So it's a turning of the hips and the waist. And by doing that, that generates this motion of the arms moving through the air, and we let the arms gently knock on what we call the belt channel. Kind of think about where your belt would run. Um, so on the front of the body, we're knocking on the liver, the stomach, and the spleen. On the back of the body, we're knocking on the kidneys and the low back, an area called the door of life. And the door of life is like an acupoint behind your belly button on your spine. And it's really good for waking up kind of physical body energy, feeling like you have gas in your tank to do the important things in your life. All right, and now we're going to continue the movement. And with hands in light, loose fists, let one arm gently knock on the chest, and the other arm continues to knock on the low back. And on the chest, we're knocking on points for the lungs. So opening the respiratory system, supporting the immune system. This is one of several types of knocking and slapping techniques that are Qigong self massage techniques. Really useful and really pretty unique to Qigong and Chinese medicine. All right, and we're going to let both hands come back down low and just connecting in with your breath, doing some nice, long, slow, deep breathing. And if you're feeling it, feeling a little more warmed up, you might just turn and look a little further over your shoulder. Take one more nice deep breath. And as you finish that, just let your body really gently come to a stop. All right. And next up, we are going to do a stretch for the neck and shoulders. It's called spreading the feathers. So you see my hands are out to my sides, the palms are facing the ground, um, and the tips of my fingers are pointing upward. I'm pressing down through my shoulders, and I'm going to lean ear toward one shoulder and keeping the neck long, do a gentle half circle. So it's like head up, ear toward the shoulder, chin toward the chest. And continuing to breathe. And with any of the Qigong movements, including the stretches, We want to listen in really closely to the body. We don't need to overstretch. We're just trying to get a gentle opening in the neck and the shoulders. So, keeping the neck long helps to prevent pinching in the neck. And so, we're pressing down through the palms, pressing down through the shoulders, and we're opening the energy pathways on the outside of the arms, like the back and sides of the arms. And last one. And bringing your arms down, shake it out a little bit, and bring your attention into your hands and see if you can notice a little sense of circulation going down into your hands. Now we're going to do sort of the opposite of that movement. I have fingers together with my thumbs. The arms are out at the sides. These fingertips are uh, angled up toward my elbows, and I'm pressing down through the shoulders. We're going to go ear to the shoulder, and again, the gentle half circle. So we want it to be a stretch, but we don't want to hurt ourselves. So try to find that balance of a stretch that feels like a good stretch for you. One more here, and over to the other side. And maybe you, like me, have a little bit of what I call Rice Krispie treats in the neck. A little bit of snap, crackle, and pop as I move through this movement. And we're just working some kinks out of those muscles around the neck and the shoulders. All right, and one more. And arms down. There you go. All right, we're going to bring the arms up over the head, keeping the knees bent. We're going to reach up with one arm and then the other. And just nice, long, slow, deep breathing as we do this. This is called picking cherries, and this is a stretch from the low back. So this movement starts from the low back. And we're decompressing the vertebra of the lower spine, just creating more space. All right, one more on each side. And let your arms come down to the sides. Okay. All right, well, we've done some general warming up. We've done some stretches for neck and shoulders, low back. I'm going to take the feet just ever so slightly wider, a little bit wider. This is maybe more towards shoulder width for me. And we're going to do a movement. This is going to be a warm up for um, the legs. This is called Tiger Clears the Way. And this movement can be done a little more quickly, and it's a little more cardiovascular and a little more demanding. You can also keep it nice and slow and gentle. So you choose your pace, and I'm going to start slow for sure. So we're going to inhale the arms up over the head. We're going to exhale as the arms come down. The knees bend, the hands go out to the sides, the knees straighten, the arms come back in, the knees straighten. So it's inhale up and exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. And here, it's really the legs that are doing the work. The upper body is loose and light, and we're letting the legs do this bending and straightening. You do this with, you can do it with a little more of a little forceful exhale, almost like an audible sigh. This is called Tiger Clears the Way. And in terms of organs, this is good for the lungs, good for the kidneys. The kidneys are in the sort of middle to low back region. It's really good for circulation into the legs. Good for the low back. Two more. All right. And let's do a little bit of chi massage. So this is a little bit more of the sort of knocking and slapping self-massage technique. So one of the ideas in Qigong is that we store emotional stress in our bodies and it takes the form of physical tension. And with these self massage techniques and some other techniques, we release that tension from the body and we release those emotions from the body. So here we're releasing tension from around the heart and the chest overall. And now we'll bring a fist over to one side of the chest. Now, with an open arm and a flat palm, we're going to slap from the chest over the shoulder, down the inside of the arm, turn that arm over, and slap up the outside. And we'll do that again from the chest over the shoulder, down the inside, and up the outside. And we'll do one more time on that side. And back to the center of the chest a little bit with the knocking, and then knocking over on the other side of the chest. And we'll flap down the inside of that arm, flap up the outside, and two more times. So here we are releasing tension, bringing up energy. All right, and now we're going to do with hands moving around the belly in a clockwise fashion. Clockwise means coming up on the right side of the belly, coming down on the left side of the belly, just knocking your hands in a big circle around the belly. This is giving your digestive organs a massage. Right, and then knocking just over the belly button. Okay, and now we're going to do the similar knocking up and down the low back. And you can do this really lightly and gently. You could do it a little more forcefully. The point isn't to hurt the body, the point is to wake up energy. All right, and now we're going to do a similar thing. We're going to use a flat hand, and from the low back, we're going to slap down over the butt and down the back and sides of the legs. And we're going to come up the inside of the legs and go around torso and slap down the back and sides and come up the inside. And let's do two more like that. And then this one here. And just with a light loose fist, we're knocking on the crease of the hip. And that's a really important spot for circulation into the legs. All right. Well, that was a nice warm up. Let's do some Qigong flows specifically for the stomach and spleen, the earth element in the body. So we're going to start with a movement called Pebble in the Pond. This is going to be a single arm version of Pebble in the Pond. So we're going to have one arm sort of cradling the lower dantian, this area, as we call it, Chinese medicine. Other arm starts sort of like in the crook of this arm. Hand is going to float out and in front of you, come back into center. And now it takes its position, cradling the lower dantian. Other arm comes to the crook of the elbow. Arm floats out and around and back into center. Now let's layer in breathing. So we're going to exhale as that arm floats out Inhale as it comes back into center. Exhale and inhale. And do you see there's a little tip of the hip here as the arm floats out? So as we work to strengthen the energy of the earth energy in the body, we're strengthening the digestive function in the body. We're cultivating this sense of inner balance, of being centered. And with these Qigong movements, faster is not better. It's one of like the the really unique things in life. We're always like at the gym, we're trying to do more and do faster. We count our time for, how fast we can walk or run a mile. How many emails can we write in a day? But here with Qigong, the goal is to not go fast. The goal is to like give your body the luxury of time, allow yourself to move slowly, cultivate the ability to be present in this moment, not rush toward the next moment. Those are some principles for living more in the flow of life. So, Qigong has a lot of life lessons for us. Let's do one more on each side. Okay, now we're going to hold, we're holding a chi ball. Chi is your life force energy. And by the way, maybe close your eyes and check in inside your body. Want you to just notice if you sense anything like your heart beating, if you sense any floaty, flowy, pulsy, tingling, buzzing in your body. Those are all kind of sensations that we can associate with chi. We've gotten our life force energy moving. And over time in Qigong, we really work to cultivate that awareness of Qi in the body and to know how it's flowing. And so we do these little mindfulness check ins. I call that a Qi check. And we just did a Qi check. All right. And now, so we're holding our palms facing each other. And you may or you may not have any sensation of Qi in your hands. And you could like bring your attention there and try to notice that. And then we go even a little bit further and we try to sense chi between the hands. So on the center of the palm, there's a really strong acupoint called Lao Gong, some of the strongest points on the body. And as we sort of position our hands so that those acupoints are facing each other, we're creating a field of energy between our hands. And you may or may not have any sense of that. It takes time and practice to develop it. But let's just believe that that's true. And here, so I want you to take a breath in. Now we're going to exhale. Let the upper hand float up toward the sky, the bottom hand toward the earth, and the upper hand turns, palm faces the sky, the bottom hand, palm is facing the earth. And now we're going to inhale, bringing those hands closer together. We're going to turn the chi ball. And we're going to exhale the hands apart. That turns into a stretch. We inhale the arms closer together. Breath is still as we turn the chi ball. Exhale, arms apart. Inhale, arms together. This is called separating heaven and earth. And this is a flow for the earth element. We're harmonizing the stomach and spleen pathways or channels, meridians. We'll do one more on each side. Very nice. Okay, we are going to do a little longer Qigong flow called the earth flow. This is really good for the whole physical body and particularly the stomach and spleen. Um, there's a point where there's going to be a knee bend and like a bending down. You don't have to go as far down as I do. So I want you to listen to your body. I want you to do what feels supportive. The main thing is, as we're doing that sort of bending down, you can do any amount of it. I want you to have the intention as you do that, the intention of connecting to the energy of the earth. So have the intention, worry less about how far you can go down, work with your body, meet it where it is today. Like that's one of our really key principles. Okay, so I want you to hold a chi ball in front of like this area, the lower dantian, and I want you to take an inhale. We're going to exhale the arms out to the side. There's some knee bend here. Inhale, the arms come in toward the center and up the front of the body. We're going to exhale, pressing forward and sort of sinking the chest. We're going to inhale the arms up over the head and around. And there's a little arm spiral behind you. And now we're going to sink and do whatever amount of knee bend feels comfortable for you. We're scooping up earth energy. And now we're going to make a ball out of it. Now we're going to glide that ball of earth energy through the body. And hands float up and down. So now let's layer in the breath. So let's inhale and exhale. Inhale, arms come in towards center and up. Exhale, press forward. Inhale, arms up over the head, circle around, spiral behind you, and exhale, sinking down. Inhale, scooping up some earth energy, and make a ball out of it. And inhale, glide that through your body. And arms float up and down on an exhale. So inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale up, and exhale down. All right, very nice. And we'll close up the practice with a couple things. So to close, we've scooted the feet together, one arm cradling that lower abdomen, other arm circles out to the side, up over the head, and down the front of the body. And it's an inhale as the arm floats up, and an exhale as the arm floats down. You could imagine with this movement, you are gathering your life force energy, your precious life force energy that we tend to invest in all these different pursuits. our work, our family, our community, hobbies. Here we're just gathering it back, bringing it home, bringing it back down to this really important area, the lower dantian, which is like the body's gas tank. All right, and we'll do one more on each side. And we will close, resting one hand on the low belly, other palm on the top of that hand, relaxing through the feet and the legs, letting your head just gently float. And the only effort at all here is feeling like the crown of your head is just ever so gently being pulled up toward the sky. And we breathe into the low belly. And as we relax in the lower body, you might find your body gently rocking around its center. And this isn't something we really need to force. S- the idea here is we've done all this work to move our life force energy, help it move in the body in healthy ways. Now, as we breathe into that low belly, we might just feel the chi moving through us and moving us. And take two more nice deep breaths. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. And if you did, would you do me a favor? Hit the like button on this video, maybe share it with somebody that you know that you think would enjoy it. And I'd love to see you back here soon for some more Qigong. So take good care, friends, and be good to your body today. All right. Bye-bye.